So we're here on the eve of
destruction.
Yes, destruction. It is STRUTT, hosted by the Niagara Artists Centre. And we're here today with Steve Remus, Natasha Pedros of NAC. Tell us a little bit about STRUTT itself.
Well, this marks the 8th annual wearable art show. And it started small, like there might have been 50 people when we first, in the audience when we first started it. And it's, like I said, it's grown ever since.
It breaks down into categories. So do either one of you want to elaborate a little bit more on the 4 categories that we are going to see them being judged in?
Sure. The Chaotica Award is the award for the most chaotic piece.
Makes sense.
The name, isn't it?
It really is. It really explains itself.
Testotica is the piece of wearable art that best exemplifies the virtues of the male gender.
Erotica is the sexiest piece of wearable art that goes down the runway. Doesn't necessarily mean the lewdest or the crassest or the most vulgar piece. It's the sexiest piece.
The final category?
Democratica.
Oh yeah, people's choice. So whatever gets the largest hoots, hollers, oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Of the 4, I suppose, which would you say would be your favorite?
Testotica.
Oh. Testotica?
Yeah.
And why?
Oh, last year they had such a good one with this like hot dog. Was it hot dog?
I don't remember.
I think it was like a hot dog sort of underwear piece for guys.
Wow, that's excessive. So we're in for a treat tonight then.
I hope it's better.
Now, of the 4 categories, where do you think your piece would net you the highest result?
I think there's a male category that's aimed towards like male clothing.
Testotica.
Yeah, Testotica, and I think ours references that most closely.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what the Russian thing is with the Ika at the end of it.
Itika.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably something that won't ever be recorded in the NAC archives, and maybe we'll just leave it as a mystery.
Nice secret to be buried away. Well, we have 4 categories on tonight. Of the 4, which I would have to ask is going to be your favorite?
Well, I think, Lori and I were talking earlier, I think it'll be easiest to go for Democratica because we're just going to keep our little mental applause meter going, and whoever got it. So that'll be fun just to sort of see if our reaction is the same as the crowd reaction. I think for me that'll be the most fun one to judge.
And let's hope that erotica is fun to watch as well.
Oh, it needs to be.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
It's about being sassy, right?
Well,
That's right.
We can't do it that often here in the buckle of the Bible Belt. We got to have fun while we can.
Let's talk about what you would see in a piece of wearable art.
Well, I'm just remembering what I saw from the pieces last year, and my favorite one was someone was wearing these plastic bags full of water with little goldfish in them. So it's really creative, and it's, a year later I still remember it. So I'm looking for something memorable that's going to get people to go, I can't imagine that person actually has that on their body even. I think that's what I'm after.
I'm looking for that piece where people in the audience all look at each other and go, how did they do that? I'm looking for a memorable piece too, something that I know it's like I just find so creative I would never have thought of it myself.
Well, I guess that's what tonight's all about, essentially, right?
In terms of favorite pieces that we've seen?
The paper bag piece where they're kind of protesting use paper, not plastic, but what we were wrapped in plastic. So
yeah, so there's
an interesting connection between them.
Some of the themes are kind of tied together.
How long did it really take you to get this piece? Like you said, it was kind of like a slapdash, a little 1-2 at the end.
It was, like I said, it was last minute. It was pretty close to the deadline, so I guess the night before we made a trip down to the local grocery store, and it was about, I think it was 2 in the morning, and we put it together maybe 20 minutes. Well, Ryan and I are both interested in the performance aspect of art. We've been called brave for what we want to do. I mean, modeling our own pieces, I guess that's a big thing, but brave in the context of the piece itself. As soon as you start getting wrapped, you start to feel clothed. It's comforting in a way.
I just roughly want to get a gist to how you really got involved with STRUTT.
I just know some of the people who are involved with it, the coordinators. I was at a local coffee shop. One of the waitresses I came in and she said, "Oh, would you like to be in STRUTT?" I'm like, sure. I really didn't know what I was getting into, and it was really fun, I learned a lot, and it was like, yeah, it was a good time. So I've done this for a bit, and I like it.
How many years are we at now for you?
I think this might be my 4th.
4th. Quite the veteran then. Walking the STRUTT runway.
The STRUTT runway, yes. Yes.
So we're here with one of the models at Strutt tonight. You're okay with the monkey costume?
How could anybody not be okay with a monkey costume?
That's a better question. Wow. Is this piece of wearable art something you would consider wearing in public?
Hands down. It's warm for the winter, late fall. I think it's just a great piece in general. It's good for camping. Maybe if you're going on a long hike.
Ooh.
In the jungles of Canada.
Thin sleeping bag?
Yeah, perhaps a thin sleeping bag too, yeah.
What was it? Consumerism is self-expression for the uncreative. I thought, I'm like, that's quite challenging, you know, in our day and age, and, you know, wanting to look good and what we think looking good means.
Rather daring, I must say, for a lot of the pieces that we've seen and we'll see tomorrow as well.
As soon as you start getting wrapped, you start to feel clothed, but
it's just a sensation.
Yeah, it's comforting in a way.
And I guess the performance calls into play as well, because there's a little bit of choreography that happens on the runway. So how much of that effect will sway you, yay or nay?
I think it's huge. I think with how the model models the wearable art is going to be a huge factor is how it comes off to me as someone sitting there watching it. It's going to come down to those people wearing the art to make it come alive on stage.
The emphasis is on wearable, right? Like you could put a renoir or a godin around someone's neck and it might not look comfortable, but if the person is wearing it, is enjoying themselves, it's a sensuous experience, then we're going to feel that, and so is the audience, and I think we're going to be able to tell by how much fun everyone's having.
Like it's just fun to think of me as a model and kind of play with the idea of models being really serious and walking like this the whole time.
It's really fun. There's certain places where you have to stop and you just pose and you just stand there and you just move and turn.
Little choreography.
Yeah, I like thinking of what pose you're gonna like strike, you know?
What is going to be the highlight of the night for you guys tomorrow?
I think reaction.
Yeah,
reaction.
It is a fashion show, but it's about having fun and playing with the piece and not being uber serious, and it's just tons of fun for everybody involved, whether you're sitting in the front row, sitting in the back, or modeling. So just fun.
It's a packed house in there right now.
It is.
It's alive. It feels good in there.
You've been to the Strutt before.
We came last year. It was really good. I knew a couple of the models, so we just came out. It was really good, and we're back this year.
Any sort of summary of the word strut in a nutshell?
I guess parody creates parody of a fashion show. It's just everything about fashion shows to the extreme.
Just a really good time. Like, just come out. I don't know. It was good.